Entitled step-grandmother tries to ruin dream job. I'm new here. Sorry if I break any rules. I'll keep this simple as to not bore you. I live with my step-grandma. She has a huge list of diagnosed mental problems, one of which seems to be a severe case of entitlement. I recently got a job online, which was always my dream. I always wanted to work from home doing IT stuff, and I am very lucky to be in a position where I can do that. For the sake of time saving, I'll refer to my step-grandma as EM, as she is basically my mother. So, around when I got this job, she had questions, which is understandable as I'm only 16. She wanted written proof that the company is legit, and there are no strings attached. We got this. Everything was okay for a while. Then she told me that she is entitled to a third of all the money I get, because she said so. That sounds like a grandpa. She isn't getting her own way, and is now getting social service, and the police is getting involved, because the company could be a terrorist organization or a cult. You know, nothing's worse than just sitting at the mall, just relaxing with your thoughts. Then all of a sudden, a mountain of chaos just comes stomping your way and just starts demanding for your items. What's up, guys? It's CS117, but you knew that already. And welcome to r/entitledparents. ThingyFinger19 says, I meet an anti-vax mom at an event. Me and my dad set her straight. Sorry for the formatting. I'm on mobile, blah, blah, blah. AV, anti-vax mom. Me, no need for clarification. AD, amazing dad. So, there's this event that we decided to go to a couple weeks ago in Brooklyn, where you can bring something broken down and some volunteers help you fix it. I have a broken DS. So we, me and AD, decided to try it out. So, as AD and me were fixing the 3DS with the volunteer's help, AV walks in. She has some toy to fix for her kid, and we thought nothing of her until she started talking about her kid not being vaccinated for chickenpox because she was scared it would give her kid shingles. This is where we step in. Keep in mind, I don't remember everything from this event. Me, you know that's very unlikely, right? Would you rather have your kid catch chickenpox now and shingles later, or have a very unlikely chance of catching shingles now, but never again? Well, I've had two neighbors of mine have their kids catch shingles from the vaccine. I know it was the vaccine because they have never been exposed to the virus before. The effects lasted half a month. I gave her the benefit of the doubt, but that wouldn't change much. Well, that's a very rare occurrence, as the chances of getting shingles from the vaccine is incredibly low chance here, according to the CDC. Well, it must be underreported. I mean, what are the chances? I mean, winning the lottery twice in a row doesn't mean the chances of winning are less. This is when my awesome dad steps in.
Listen, shingles is much better earlier than in life later. My mom recently got the shingles. It damaged her for months.
It's still very horrible in an early age.
It's worse later on.
Then I butt in again. Again, the chances of your kid even feeling those effects are really low. Well, I'm also afraid my kid is allergic. He's a lot like me. I'm very sensitive. Well, first get him checked out for the allergies. If he is allergic, you can get excused by a doctor. However, the only way your kid can stay safe in that case is through herd immunity. So you should support vaccines more, not less. She then drops the allergic comment. As the event ends, we continue the argument using the same stuff until the end, where AV says something ridiculous. Well, you won't understand how I feel until you have kids.
I have kids. I vaccinate them.
Well, you'll have to keep them in your belly for 9 months.
My wife took them to get vaccinated.
AV then says she'll do actual research for credible sources. We go home, satisfied. Oh, and if you're wondering, we were never able to fix that DS. Ah, anti-vaxxers. Just remember, children, if you ever feel powerless, just remember that a single rusty nail can hospitalize an entire convention center of these clowns. With that out of the way, our next post is by Aj Bernardi 92. EM tries to get me arrested. Backstory. I'm a 32 male who's about 50 pounds overweight. I tried posting this before, but my comment karma was too low. So I was going for a morning jog in my local park, and I went passing the playground. This kid cut right in front of me. I immediately came to a stop, but accidentally knocked the kid over. I'm so sorry, little guy. Are you okay? I helped the kid up. At this point, entitled parent starts running over. Get the frick away from my child, you pervert! She screams at the top of her lungs, and surrounded by kids, everybody in the park is staring at us. This fat ass hit my son! I'm sorry, he ran in front of me. It was an accident. EM then proceeds to scream at me for another 3 minutes while her son looks down at the ground silently. Eventually, I get tired of trying to explain myself and decide to leave. As I turn away, EM grabs me by the arm and digs in. Where the frick do you think you're going? I yank away. She then grabs a can of pepper spray from her purse and sprays me directly in the eyes. I fall to the ground in pain. At this point, bystanders are stepping in to calm her down. As I slowly regain my vision, I see 2 police officers walking over to the scene. They start asking what happened. This sick freak ran up to grab my son, and I threw him on the ground. This is where it gets good. The cop's dash cam was recording the whole thing from down the road. After reviewing the footage, they put EM in handcuffs and took her away screaming. They asked me if I needed an ambulance, but I told them I was okay. Whatever pepper spray she used, it was weak as hell. TLDR, entitled mother claims I hit her kid, pepper sprayed me, and got arrested for it. This is the stereotypical entitled mother. How dare you run over my kids, you child molester! Get pepper sprayed, fool! Our next post is by Bush's Baked Beans. Crazy EP yells at my dad for wearing a medical mask at a doctor's office. Me equals me, D, dad, EM, crazy lady, and NN, nice nurse. So, to start off, a little background information. My dad and I were at the doctor's office because... of my asthma was acting up, and I was having some chest pains. After 2 rounds of nebulizer and a lot of deep breaths, I was leaving to go home. My dad had a kidney and liver transplant about 7 weeks ago. He had his immune system wiped out for this operation, so he had to wear a mask on the whole time while we were in the office. We were walking out and passed through the lobby. EM gets up and walks over to us. Excuse me, why are you here? Me and my dad both look at her in confusion. EM, you shouldn't be here, points to my dad. You're sick. Me and my dad both look at her until she says, this is a doctor's office, ma'am. I'm not sick. EM starts to raise her voice. Then why are you here? Points to me. Me hungry and wanting to go home. That's none of your business. EM starts yelling, it is my business since your father is wearing one of the masks like all the Chinese people. Me and my father are dumbfounded and don't know what to say. Luckily, an N came to save the day. Ma'am, you need to please stop yelling. This is a doctor's office. He's wearing a mask. And that's what all the Chinese people wear. That's it, ma'am. You're going to have to leave. What? No, I'm not leaving. They should be. What did you think we were doing? I don't know. After that, me and my dad left and went home. TLDR, EM freaks out because my dad was wearing a medical mask at a doctor's office after a double transplant. Woman, have you taken a look at cartoons, books, and even real-life pictures of hospitals? Doctors wear these masks too. Not just people in Asia. Our next post is by Up-Down KYS. Aunt thinks video games are childish and too adult. So, my aunt came over for the weekend with her kid, who we will call C, cousin, and of course, my aunt, who we'll call EP. So, EP and C arrive at my house while I was playing on my computer. Specifically, Hang on, just waiting for my dog to calm down. So EP and C arrive at my house while I was playing on my computer, specifically Mafia 2. EP comes over to see what I was doing, and of course, she comes over right as I shoot someone. This game is too violent. Play something more your age range. These games should be beamed. These games should be beamed. They're turning our youths violent. So I reply with a simple, okay, and turn off the game. I go to my room and grab my DS. I put in Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn and show it to her. Do you approve of this game, milady? She replies, it's too childish. It looks like it's for girls. Are you some kind of Susie Q? My father wasn't here, so she could say that without any type of negative consequence. C was just sitting around wondering what the heck was going on. Well, I'm gonna go back to playing that game that you think is far too violent. I'm not gonna short IP a school or anything. How could you say something like that in front of my child? I don't want her exposed to the events caused by those damned games. I was stunned by this level of stupidity. C is what, 17 or 18? And you don't think she can handle anything? Maybe you shouldn't keep your child so sheltered. And I play lots of video games, and I'm not a homicidal maniac. Guess you never been told off before. How dare you disrespect me like that, and in front of C? I will tell your father about this. And so of course she did. She called him. She was told to put me on the phone as I explained my side of the story. And guess whose side she took? Yours truly. Of course. Her are some apologies if it's poorly written, yada yada yada. Also, got more stories of my entitled aunt, so just ask if you'd like to see more. This was the first time in years my aunt came over. We most likely see her during Thanksgiving and Christmas. And with that out of the way, that was r/entitledparents. If you'd like to see more, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. This has been CS117, and as always, rate, don't hate.